What is up, iCkEdMeL and Bryan Kohberger's attorney. We talked about this earlier in the live stream. Bryan Kohberger's new female attorney famously overturned murder conviction after exposing lying Idaho cop. Quadruple killer turns to public defender Ann Taylor, who has already scoured the crime scene. And I talked about this the other day. Ann Taylor was there with a team of people. She put a halt from the cops having a clean team go there and like cleaning out the biohazards and all that stuff. They stopped them from doing that. The attorney representing mass murder suspect Bryan Kohberger is the Kootenai County public defender who previously overturned a murder conviction after catching out false statements from Idaho police. Oh, Lord. Ann Taylor has already sent a team of investigators to the house of Kings Road in Idaho to start a crime scene reconstruction ahead of Kohberger's return to the state. He left Monroe County Correctional Facility at 6 a.m. this morning and was transferred into the custody of Pennsylvania State Police, who are handling his transfer back to Idaho. Taylor and a team of 4 others visited the home where the bloody slayings took place on Tuesday, the same day Kohberger waived his extradition in court. Here she is right there. Almost kind of has like a smirk on her face. She got a whole team with her. They're not playing. Taylor, 57, has already sent a team of investigators. They're reconstructing the crime scene. There's Kohberger. She has worked for the Kootenai County Public Defender's Office since 2004 and was given the top job in 2017 after John Adams retired. Taylor worked on the case of Jonathan Ellington, who was accused of using his car to run over a woman in a road rage incident. Ellington, who was 45 at the time, was convicted and sentenced to 25 years for the crime before having it overturned because of the Idaho police officer's false testimony. At the time, Taylor said that Rise was pivotal in the verdict of Ellington, adding that he had a presence in the courtroom. Fred Rice was accused of lying to the court in relation to the incident with Taylor representing Ellington throughout. He was later reconvicted of the charges during a second trial after the Supreme Court ruled Rice lied on the stand. Here's the investigator team. These investigators, they actually got gloves and booties. Some of these other people that I saw from the state or whatever, I didn't see them going in with booties and stuff like that. I don't know if it mattered or not, but her team's there prepped. People not playing. The Idaho native graduated from the university where all the 4 victims were studying with a bachelor's degree in political science and a master's degree in public administration. She went on to get a doctorate from the same establishment before practicing law at federal, state, and local levels. Taylor serves on the board of the Idaho Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers and is death penalty certified in Idaho. Speaking when she took the job of chief public defender, she said, "It's such a necessary work. It's important to make sure constitutional rights apply to everybody. You help people who are facing horrible times. I love the work." Taylor has not been available for comment when contacted by the Daily Mail, with an Idaho judge issuing a gagging order for legal teams and law enforcement working on the case. Her team spent 45 minutes taking video footage inside and outside the property. 4 of the investigators then left the property, but a crime scene reconstruction analyst remained. It is unusual for a defense attorney paid by the state to create a reconstruction of the crime scene. Meanwhile, Kohberger's parents have insisted they don't have the money for a private attorney. The investigation of the house comes after the court ordered a cleanup mission to be halted when it was announced that the authorities had made an arrest in a chilling case. And so there it is. I wanted to highlight that from the stream because I thought it was interesting. You know, I guess his family can't afford an attorney, so he got this public defender. But this public defender, she seems to be pretty serious, you know, not playing games. She already has a team out there. She halted this cleanup that the police were going to do, had her own investigators and analysts out there reconstructing the crime scene, taking video, going in and out, investigating. So again, at the end of the day, I wonder what's on this affidavit. You know, and if people don't know what affidavit is, you got to go check out the video affidavit. It's on Twitter. It's on YouTube. So if you're wondering about this 2006 incident, so she was able to get it overturned, but then on the second trial, they found him. They convicted him again. And so a jury today convicted a North Idaho man of second-degree murder for fatally running over a woman during a 2006 road rage incident with her husband and 2 daughters. Jonathan Wade Ellington, 51, has already served 6 years in prison for the January 1st, 2006 incident, but was released last year after Idaho Supreme Court overturned his convictions because of problems with the first trial. Judge John Luster today allowed him to stay out of jail until his new sentencing, which was scheduled for March 26. Ellington's lawyer, John Adams, called the verdict the most unfair he's seen in 30 years of jury trials. I can't understand how any reasonable juror could reach this verdict, said Adams, chief of Kootenai County Public Defender's Office. Kootenai County Prosecutor Barry McHugh disagreed. I trust the jury's process. McHugh said, we wouldn't have gone forward if we didn't think the charges as filed were warranted. Jurors deliberated Friday afternoon, Monday, and much of today before convicting Ellington of second-degree murder for the death of Vanette Larson and 2 counts of aggravated battery for ramming her daughter's vehicle. Ellington was previously ordered to serve 25 years in prison for the crimes before his conviction was overturned. McHugh said today that he hasn't yet decided what length of sentence to seek. The fatal encounter began when Ellington allegedly punched Larson's daughter's car window, and the woman and eventually their parents gave chase at about 90 miles an hour. Jovan and Jolene Larson called 911, but the Bronco didn't have a visible license plate, so they continued after it to make sure law enforcement could find it. Prosecutors say Ellington went home but left again, and the chase resumed. It ended with the Larson family stopping their cars near Ellington's Bronco. Ellington rammed the sister's Honda, pushing it more than 48 feet. That's when Joe Larson brought out his .44 Magnum pistol and fired. Vanette Larson was run over seconds later. Oh, that's a crazy case story. Adams told jurors in his closing arguments Friday that Ellington was fleeing gunfire when his Bronco struck Larson. He said prosecutors were essentially arguing Ellington murdered Larson because he didn't run away good enough from people who had been tormenting him and chasing him. But prosecutors say Ellington chose to turn his Bronco into the wrong lane and accelerate towards Larson instead of staying in his lane and driving away from the scene at Scarsilo Road, north of Coeur d'Alene. Ellington's previous convictions were overturned when the Idaho Supreme Court ruled Idaho State Police Fred Rice likely lied on the witness stand about accident reconstruction methods. Ooh, okay. The court also cited leading questions asked by prosecutors during witness testimony. Rice did not testify at this trial, which began with opening statements January 19. McHugh said this trial was conducted in a very appropriate manner. The Larson family declined to comment after the verdict. Sergeant Brad Masco, who investigated the case for Kootenai County Sheriff's Department, said he was pleased the jury saw the case the way his department has always seen it. I'm glad the jury took a look at the facts, he said. That's a pretty interesting look into the past, and I wonder, and she's probably going to probe for holes or anything. Maybe she can get this case thrown out. And also, we don't know what the affidavit what kind of information is going to be on there, but I can bet you that these people are going to, like they were looking at this crime scene, they're going to go through all the video of these investigators that's public, of them going in and out, and maybe the time frame. Who knows what kind of wrench she can throw in this cog to try to help Bryan Kohberger. So comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Take care of yourself. Love you guys. Peace. Bloop, bloop, bloop.